Hi, my name is Catherine Went with Syscon, and thanks for taking a moment of your time. Today I wanted to share with you a book I recently finished. Leadership is an Art by DePree. I'll tell you up front, I strongly recommend this book. I would definitely encourage you to read it. Even the first 11 pages has quite a few interesting nuggets. Get your pen, get your highlighter. You'll be taking notes with this one. Mr. DePree, he is dedicated to amazing leadership at his company, to mentoring and helping emerging leaders within his company, and then through his writings and speeches, reaching out and helping others on their leadership journey, and it shows throughout the book as well. The book shares a lot of his stories and experience over his many years in the field, and some of the things that he's been recognized for in the field of leadership. One of them is back in the 1920s, the president of that company at that time paid a visit to the widow of one of his employees. It was the millwright, a very key person in the furniture business when you are building the furniture. The millwright had passed away and he went to visit the widow. So he went to her home and she invited him in, and she had shared some poetry with him, asked him to read it out loud. That was really meaningful for her. So he finished, he said, "These are wonderful. Who wrote them?" It was the millwright. It was her husband who had written them. And so he poses the question, was this a millwright who wrote poetry, or was this a poet who was his millwright? How well do we know our people? Very thought-provoking, something to consider when you think about your key leaders on your team. Another story in here was an elaborate Easter Sunday service, an event that happened and how people had stepped up in there. I encourage you to read this one. It starts on page 45. It's a great story, and when you finish that part of it, giving some thought to whether you have any roving leaders in your organization and how you might be able to build them up. So there are many practical stories, many practical suggestions in here. I definitely would encourage you to read the book. Again, it is Leadership is an Art by DePree. I thank you for your time. I hope you enjoy the book and you have a great rest of your week.